This episode of Intoxicated is sponsored by BetterHelp. So I know the past year has been rough, and if you guys didn't know, I'm actually a big advocate for mental health awareness. I myself struggle from anxiety, OCD, and depression, and I do have a dark past when it comes to my mental health. But I just want anyone listening to know that you are not alone. There is help out there. Just answer these questions honestly for yourself. Is there something preventing you from achieving your goals? And what interferes with your happiness? If there's something preventing you from achieving your goals or interfering with your happiness, there is a great place that you can go to online, and it is called BetterHelp. If you want to go online and check it out, you can go to betterhelp.com/Kelsi. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KELSI. And the cool thing is, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapists. I know I've had a lot of trouble finding therapists and going to a bunch of different places. It would take up a lot of my time and just wasn't quite helping me, but this online environment is so safe and it's private. It's just super convenient, and you can even start communicating with them in under 48 hours. BetterHelp's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it is professional counseling done securely online. And the cool thing is you can send a message to your counselor anytime you want. Anytime you feel like you need to talk or you're feeling down, you can just message them super quickly and just have them there to listen and to talk to you and to help you. And if you're worried about them not responding and whatnot, don't worry, you will get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you're able to schedule weekly video or phone sessions. And this is all without ever having to go and sit in a waiting room. And I also had really bad social anxiety back then, and it just honestly, I dreaded going because of that. And I do wish I had it online, but this is great because now we do have something online to go to. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you really need to. And it's also more affordable than traditional office counseling. I know it can be very expensive, and they also have financial aid that's available too. And this service is available for clients worldwide. So you're not limited to just the counselors or therapists that are around you or in your area. Now you have so many to choose from. They have licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBTQ+ matters, grief, and self-esteem. And anything you share with them is confidential, just like any other therapist. So with this, it's convenient, it's professional, it's affordable, and again, it's not a crisis line. And the cool thing is, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So there's so many to choose from. I want you to start living a happier life today, and as a listener, you guys will get 10% off of your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Kelsi. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that is BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Kelsi, KELSI. Hey Kel Kats, welcome back to another episode of Intoxicated. I am your host, Kelsi Davies, and I am here with two very special guests. We got Kent Boyd in the house, and Sam, what's your last name?
Porras.
Oh,
Samuel Aristides
Porras.
Porras. That's it. Say it for me. Samuel Aristides Porras.
Oh, we got some Spanish.
Baby. Oh, baby, mom.
Kent has a baby.
Oh, she took the candy away.
Wait, do we want it?
No, we don't.
Are we eating the candy? Okay.
Just at the top of the episode.
We're eating a candy.
What are we eating, Kel?
Oh. So Kent's been on So You Think You Could Dance. He was on season 2. Oh wait. He got second place on season 7. We smoked a little bit of weed before this, so that is our intoxicated choice of the night. Is weed
Cannabis.
for both of us, right?
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Well, we recently were with a friend of ours who's in the weed industry, and she was telling us about the differences in terms of how we should reference
cannabis and how there's a somewhat of a stigma on marijuana.
Is there?
Yeah. So I thought
Really?
that was really interesting that there's conversation about how we're
yeah.
presenting this newer, not new, it's been around forever, but this more commercialized drug.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was interesting, but I'm trying to use the word cannabis more.
Cannabis. Okay, I actually should use that
Yeah.
because I kind of don't. I just say weed.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just. I feel like cannabis
I use
sounds.
weed.
Do you?
Yeah, but I'm trying to switch over to cannabis.
Okay.
Right, Sam?
Maybe we could try that. We could try that on this podcast.
Because the story was pretty interesting.
I might
mean, we
forget.
don't know all the facts to it, but it was nice. Right. I
I gotta learn all the facts.
yeah, it's interesting that the conversations, because I feel like cannabis is getting extremely acceptable now, which I love.
Right,
It's a
and I
beautiful
love
thing.
that. It is
It's
a beautiful thing. It is legal where we are. That is why we can do this, like legally, I guess. We ended last podcast on talking about Robert the Doll. I don't know if you guys know what Robert the Doll is. Sam, you're just sitting on his hand. If you guys want to watch this live, you can see Kent and Sam. They're super duper cute together.
I don't know him. I don't even know him. He doesn't even go to this
He's
school.
just like he doesn't even go here. If you guys want to watch this live on my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel is KELSI space DAVIES. That is Kelsi Davies. Kent also has a YouTube channel. You want to plug it here?
Yes, Kent Boy TV, KENTBOYD TV.
And he has
Come
some
check it out.
really dope content on his
Yeah,
channel.
a lot of choreography because I also am a choreographer out in Los Angeles. So it's more of like my classes at Millennium and dance stuff. But I love doing these things with Kelsi. We had an episode. Where were we? In
Cheesman
Park.
Park.
That was so
Cheesman
scary.
Park.
And now I've got a baby to go along with
So
me.
if you guys haven't seen that, Kent and I, we went, oh my God. Kent and I, we went to Cheesman Park, which was the park that influenced the movie Poltergeist. So it's a park. I don't know if you guys, this is actually on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check it out.
It's pretty fun.
We could talk about it a little bit because we're going to go into Robert the Doll and kind of spooky things. So this could be like our little warm up to get into like the spooky mood.
Me.
It was originally a cemetery. And they then made it into a park. And they didn't remove all the bodies due to funding and what else? I don't know what Sam is doing.
This space was amazing because it was so wide and flat. It was like there was so much sound there in Cheesman Park. It really was just like an interesting place to be.
Yeah, and what he means by sound is just the energy there was so significant, and it was like, I don't know, you can hear things. You can literally feel the energy and hear things around you, little voices, sounds, and
it was such an active day.
it was very,
it felt like
very
a lot
active.
of energy.
Yeah, so if you guys want to go check that out, it is on my YouTube channel. But going into Robert the Doll.
Yes, let's hear.
So we left off on Robert the Doll. Robert the Doll was, have you heard of Annabelle?
Annabelle, yeah.
Annabelle.
I love those
So
films.
the same concept of Annabelle. Annabelle is a real doll. And Robert the Doll is the same thing. I think he has a demon attached to him. I'm not really sure of Robert the Doll's story. I actually want to look into it real quick before we go on. But if you guys want to hear about more about like portals, other dimensions, spirits, scary stories and whatnot, I have them all on my other podcast and my last one.
I have a portal in my house.
Oh, you do? I was actually going to get into that later on in this episode. You built it. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. We definitely got to get back into that. So the doll originally belonged to Robert Eugene Otto, an artist described as eccentric.
Cute.
I like that word.
I do too.
Who belonged to a prominent Key West family. The doll was reportedly manufactured by the Steiff Company of Germany, purchased by Otto's grandfather while on a trip to Germany, and it was given to Otto as a birthday gift. Otto married Annette Parker on May 3rd, 1930. The couple returned to the Otto family home in Key West to live there until Otto died in 1974.
What was that?
That's my cat. Oh, that's Maddie. That's Maddie.
Oh,
that's my roommate.
I was like, your cat is doing abnormal things. Hi.
There's
Welcome
Maddie.
home.
Maddie's here. His wife died 2 years later. After their deaths, the Eaton Street home containing the doll was sold to Myrtle Reuter, who owned it for 20 years. According to legend, the doll has supernatural abilities that allow it to move, change its facial expressions, which Lola does too. Lola's my haunted doll. She changes her facial expressions.
Oh, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Often. Oh, yeah. And makes giggling sounds. Some versions of the legend claim that a young girl of Bohemian descent gave Otto the doll as a gift or as retaliation for his wrongdoing. Maybe like a curse or something? Other stories claim that the doll moved voodoo figurines around the room and was aware of what went on around him.
Ooh.
Other legends claim that the doll vanished after Otto's house changed ownership a number of times after his death. So according to local folklore, the doll has caused car accidents, broken bones, job loss, divorce, and a bunch of other misfortunes. So what do you think of that? Like, what do you think of Robert the doll? Do you think all the legends are true?
I'm sure there's truth somewhere. Like,
Right.
that story doesn't, like, surprise me. Like, everything has, to me, like I was saying, sound, everything has an energy, and, like, I don't know, I'm a pretty superstitious person, and I like patterns. I'm always looking for patterns, whether it's choreography or whatever it is. Life has patterns. Right?
I mean, Sam's just reaching over Kent for M&Ms.
This
like,
is literally
if you guys
life,
aren't
though.
watching this, Sam's just sitting on Kent's lap eating M&Ms. But keep going. Keep going.
We're getting ready for Christmas.
Santa.
Santa baby.
Santa honey. My song.
That was a plug. And I knew that about the host.
Plug. Check out Santa honey. So you said there's some truth to it, right? Do you
Absolutely.
think that Robert, like putting him, because they sealed him in a glass case,
Sealed.
do you think that it's actually going to seal his spirit in there? Like, what do you think of that? What do you think?
I think that could happen. Also, if like so many people think that have that intention or that thought, like for sure, thought has power. So if you believe in it, it's almost literally like Santa. Sometimes it's like that myth. Like, but if you believe it, I don't know, things can for sure, like miracles can happen. Like
Right.
crazy things can
Right.
happen if
No.
you in all spectrums, this
Yes.
way and that way. So.
I totally agree.
I do, especially if people have like you know how sometimes you can just like feel an aura of a room or a person, or you just have an instinct of, oh my God, when I met Sam, I knew exactly. Like there are just things, like as much as there's like that pull, like it's everywhere. So, and I think it can for sure gravitate towards like a symbol that kind of reflects our shape and proportions. Like that's gonna obviously make the most sense in our eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to manifest things, too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
everything that is around us, we've almost kind of created.
No, yeah. I believe you can create your own reality. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, so
We're not high. We're not high.
we're so not stoned right now.
I literally, like, 2 seconds ago, guys, I had these new laser gloves, and I would click them on and gave them a little show.
We had like
photo shoot.
we had like a photo shoot.
It was fun.
It was very fun. So you, Kent, have you ever owned an item where you thought something was possibly attached to it?
I just remember not a specific item, but a specific home growing up with my family.
Okay.
We lived right across a post office in a small village in Ohio. And it was a very active street, like one of the most active streets there. And we just lived in like a small townhouse. And I remember we had this wooden staircase, and these steps were really hollow and big and long. But I remember on
Big and long.
you know, like they were big, sturdy steps.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like they were handcrafted by an artisan. Sturdy, turdy steps. We were taking sturdy, turdy steps. Say sturdy, turdy steps.
We're
But
not high.
We're not high. There were. What was so weird about it is that obviously stairs are made out of like, you know, 2 slabs. On that slab that was the base, on certain like hours, like I saw footprints in them. It was
Really?
Yeah, like literally like classic Scooby-Doo footprints, and it would
Okay.
only happen, I felt like, in the morning on a specific lighting like cue. It was such an interesting thing. And
Right.
also in the wood paneling of the doors, I would always see like signs and messages.
That's
Visuals. Like I'm
interesting.
always like, even on your body, I'm always looking
visual.
for the
I can
smiley
relate to
faces.
that. I get
I'm always
that.
looking for like specific things. So this
Yeah.
house, it was on South Mill Street, and it was like, it had some crazy energy in it.
That's nuts.
But
Why
I
have
haven't had I haven't had a physical object.
Right. But
Like, not a
houses,
blanket?
I guess a house is an object, you know?
Yeah,
Like if it could
'cause we-
attach to something so small, why couldn't it attach to something of larger portion?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like stick with it, or I don't know
I don't either.
how that works. Like
It was just a weird visual at times.
yeah. Well, visuals, like that's kind of, I don't know. When you say visuals, I think of like visions, like because like that's
Sure.
what I get often. Like vision, it's like an ability. It's
Yeah.
a gift, you know. I feel like you definitely have gifts. He
yeah.
has like a lot of silver in his aura, which I do too. So I'm like, I feel like he has gifts like a lot.
Yeah, when you told me my aura colors, that really, I think, I love colors and I love like the meanings of colors.
Yeah,
so I think
yeah.
that was a really fun journey.
Yeah, that was
What
really
yours
interesting.
was something.
You have like blue
Blue, that's new.
and then orange.
I knew he had orange, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes I think his hair is blue.
interesting.
Like, so black it's blue.
Hmm.
I mean, I've never seen prettier hair in my life.
Oh.
But anywho, back to the objects. No, I feel like my mom might have.
Really?
She really was into entities and spirits and like had a really a lot of connection to dolls,
Really?
fine china, porcelain dolls, because my grandmother would always like knit outfits for them.
Lola needs like a new shoe, so if anyone wants to knit Lola a new shoe, I don't know what size her foot is. Yeah, her shoe, we lost it at the last music video, and when we were running away from that Bob situation. If you
You
guys,
had an experience with Bob?
you know Bob.
Wait, who's Bob?
Okay, Bob is a spirit.
Oh my God, who's the doll that we're talking about?
Oh my god, that was Robert.
But Robert is called Bob. Sometimes.
That's true.
Interesting. I'm connecting. I'm connecting. Please send messages, but be nice.
But be nice
Please.
to us. I was also gonna ask, do you think that curses, and we're gonna kind of go into like the dark,
Yeah.
I don't know, we're kind of going creepy to dark, I don't know, we kind of go off on tangents here on Intoxicated.
Well,
That's
we're
just-
also high as...
We're also high as balls. But,
We love dolls.
But I was gonna ask, what do you think of like curses and hexes?
They're
I know
scary.
I've had my
They're
experience.
so scary, dude.
So you believe
Oh,
in
a
them.
thousand million trillion badillion. I believe in everything that we're talking about today.
Right.
But
okay.
curses are even scary for me to talk about because those exist.
Yeah. No, I definitely have had my experience. Do you have any that you want to share?
With a hex or a curse, I've just seen it so much with like, even being in the industry in LA, it's just like people get so jealous and envious because it's so hard out here and it's so selective, and you can like see how people will set intentions on people and then find out news, and like it's just like, dang, like you knew that was gonna happen, or you called that, or you know, like there's so many times too, like where we'll be put on, as dancers or actors, will be put on pin and you're just like on hold and you're just thinking like, oh my god, who's that person that has the part, like, and thought can happen. And you know, even like agencies and people put those ideas in your heads too, like maybe like, you know, you're on the wait list if something happens to X, Y, and Z, you know, you're up to bat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, curses are for sure. Like I try not to think about that. I try to trust that we're all gonna get a slice of the pie whenever we
Right.
get the slice of the pie, but we're all gonna get fed. But like, yeah.
Yeah. I've had an experience where I had this white candle. I don't know if I've told you about this, but I knew someone had hex. I just knew. I don't know why I knew. I knew there was a lot of bad things happening to me. I was not myself that entire week. It was just horrible. But it got so far as to where I was like, oh my god, I feel like someone hexed me. Like I feel like, I don't know, intuitively I felt that way. So I had this white candle and I wrote the person's name on it who hexed me, you know, because I heard that was a way to get rid of it. I don't do witchcraft and stuff, but I believe in it, but I just like, I'm not familiar with it. So
I've done some stuff.
So I looked up like, you know, I don't know, a candle way to get rid of like a hex, and I lit this white candle and it turned black. Like that's when I was like, oh
lot of
my
energy
god. No, it was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced.
So one thing I do to handle hexes, I forgot to tell you, and I was gonna bring it up, is I use Florida water.
Florida water, what is that?
It's a water down from the bayous of Florida, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of like like any type of holy water.
Okay.
But
okay.
like you literally can get it anywhere. I'll put it on and it'll smell like citrus and beautiful, and rub like a big glob on my forearms and my hands, and it like helps you to get rid of the energy prior. Or I was actually dealing with it because I have some connections and things. Not connections. Oh my god, I sound like I'm in the mafia. Like what the heck? I've got connections. No, I have friends that are into this kind of dimension and world. So there's a lot of guidance, and we have a lot of conversations about it. But she had mentioned I was working with this entity that had like a lot of energy and would take a lot from me, almost like, I love to give. So sometimes I'll, in work positions, I'll give as much as I can.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need to protect yourself. Like, use things like this to make sure you protect your aura, your place, and you can still give how you want to give, but when you go home before you go to bed, X, Y, and Z. So there are like some fun little things to neutralize your space. Also, get the sage, get the Palo Santos, get the mind in the right space, because if you feel yucky and gross, it's true. That's you trust your instinct.
Yeah, well, like with sage and everything, it's like I'm so drawn to those things. Like I just started using them because my family, they're of Native American descent, and that's where all the abilities is on that side of my family. So all the sage and all the incense, like I truly believe in them, and that's what I use because my family used that.
Scent is powerful.
It is. No, it really is. I don't know. There's like a lot with everything. Oh my god, I'm high.
That sentence. There's a lot with everything.
There is. Going into like sage and everything, like I don't know, I feel like that area of like spirituality and different beliefs, like what do you think of like witches? Oh my god, that was really
Boom, 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 boom.
You good?
Dude, can we listen to that song, please? Or later.
I get copyrighted.
Oh, sorry. Buddy is alright. Okay, so the question is, do I believe in love? No.
In witches.
Oh, witches, yes. Sam. Sam's got the
It's like right in the microphone.
On Intoxicated.
So sorry. Okay, I'm done.
No, you're not. You're just beginning.
He's just starting. Oh my god, who are you shushing?
Yeah, the audience in the world.
What?
Who are you?
Yeah,
Oh my god, we're touching toes.
Touch toes again. Toe touching with my friends.
Oh yeah, you
Toe-touching.
you said you had experiences with witches.
Oh, I love witches.
So what, like, I don't know, a lot of people have bad misconceptions of witches, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
I feel like there's a lot of bad. There can be good and bad with everything.
Always. Duality exists at the same time, people.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm not a witch. I am an elf, probably. Or a fairy. I don't know, but I definitely am small.
Yeah.
And I do have friends that are practice witchcraft, and they have given me a lot of like really fun tools. One tool, a lot of visualization. What I realized, like, it's just a lot of mental space, a lot of connecting with earth, and like practicing, and dance too is also, I'm a dancer too, and I dance in groups and things. It's like when you find that formation, or when you dance with people consistently, like a breath pattern starts to naturally happen, and like this sequence happens. Like dance is like very, to me, I'm like, that's witchcraft at its finest.
No, I get that. It's like the way the energy moves through your body. It's like a different, like it's a high.
Oh,
it's like a different high that you get.
Like
it's just so unexplainable. And I feel like I manifested a lot of things while dancing. I was a professional dancer. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I don't know if I like mentioned
Let's
that.
see the woe then. Let's see the woe. Hey! Oh! Meow, Kel Kats.
Kel Kats, meow.
Kel Kats, meow. Make
Meow.
it a thing, guys. Kel Kats, meow. Oh, Sam joined in. That's a good sign. But witches. Yeah.
Witches.
Okay, here's one fun thing that a witch taught me.
Yeah.
When you're not like driving with somebody, you're supposed to visualize them turning away from you, and then with your hands, it's like almost like an iPhone. You have your pointer and your thumb together, and you push
And
out.
it works.
And you watch them walk away. Sometimes you said you visualize a brick wall.
I visualize a brick wall in between. Like if you want this person out
You
of
do
your
a couple times,
out
you
of
know?
your life, if you want them to leave you alone, it has worked. You imagine either what Kent said, them walking away, you pushing them away with your hand, or I envision like this brick wall in between me and that person. And I feel like it just disconnects us. But do you think like people do spells too to like do the same thing?
Spells?
Yeah.
We
Do you
just
think
lit
that's
a
like
candle.
kind of like
we
a-
just lit a candle for us.
Really? Do you think that that's kind of a way to do a spell? Is like, do you think there's like visual
A spell to
spells
me is
you
like
can
almost
do?
like a prayer. Yeah, visuals. I feel like witches are very visual. Like they're like visualize it, see it, and then do this gesture. Like they literally to me are. It's like dancing. It's like you see it and then you embody it.
Right.
And I believe that for sure.
Yeah.
I was always so interested too as a kid as like the Salem Witch Project, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Just having magical powers sounded like
A
Primo.
good thing. No, it really did.
I'll never forget Matilda and the carrot.
Oh my God, Matilda.
Nom nom.
But like back in the day, witches were actually like hung and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird is some of the stories I was reading about like witches back in the day, some of them like had clairvoyant abilities or had psychic abilities, and they were just considered a witch and hung. So
Immediately,
it's like,
once you show like your gift or something, you were like, yeah, it sounds like they wanted, to control, to suppress.
yeah,
to
that's what I was like, why do you
anything new is
think why do
scary.
you think that they just hung them? Like
We're
why do you
scared. Now we're a little bit more free and willing to share, and people know more things, so they're not as scared. And I think it's like time for the witches to come out.
But what do you think about like all the non-believers, like with all that? I feel like
I don't
if
even
you-
think about them.
Yeah, I feel like if you looked back in like ancient history, it's like there's a lot of truth to like all these legends, and like there's a reason why these legends started and why they're so popular, like, or popularly, I don't know if that's a word, popularly known.
Look it up. Kittens.
But
Kel Kats, please look it up and let us know.
please look it. But I don't know.
Yeah, and I also think, like it's also like one of those things, like everyone's life is individual, so like whatever they experience or connect to, I'm not here, like let's experience it, like let's believe it, and like let's all coexist. I'm a big firm believer of coexisting with
Yes,
everything.
100%. We're open to all beliefs.
Everything.
But it's like
all wonderful.
it's like people who are non-believers. I just don't understand.
Doubters.
I don't understand.
Doubters.
It's like I get it, but keep an open mind and like.
Well, yeah, because what's
respect-
right for you is not right, is what's right for me.
Right.
What's right for you is not right for me.
Well, I've had like people on TikTok like post things about, I don't know, they're just like hating on me for being psychic and a medium and saying it's not true and it's all fake. And I'm like, why go out of your way to post that and like disrespect my beliefs?
Yeah.
I just
Well,
don't
maybe-
get that.
yeah, I don't get
It
it
kind of
either.
reminds me of back then when they would just like
They just,
off people.
yeah,
Like, it's just weird.
It's just weird. Like in my head, I want to be like, oh, they're just like one step away from loving you because they have a secret crush on you, and the other step is they want to hate, and it's
Yeah.
just like, you are what you act like. So it's just like, come on,
guys.
come on, don't you want to play and be nice?
Let's all love each other.
Let's all make butter.
Let's all make fun.
Make weed butter.
What do you
Weed
think
cannabis.
about
Weed-
voodoo?
voodoo donuts? Love them. Love them.
I've always wanted to go to like New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans?
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Did I say
Orleans.
it? Did I say it like totally wrong?
No, you didn't say it wrong at
Oh,
all,
okay.
because there's no wrongs, there's only right. Right turns to Kelsi Davies' house only.
What?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please reply in the comments. I love your baby sweet voice. Your whisper baby voice. Call me Mr. Baby Voice. Call me Mr. Whisper Baby. Oh, that's cute. Mr. Whisper. What's that?
Mr. Wister.
Mr. Whisper Baby Voice. Born ready. Stay ready. You
I don't know
have
if
to
you
get
want.
ready.
Do you want to say that name?
And je suis en train.
Ooh. Okay. And
Say it again.
And de chanter.
Yeah, and je suis en train.
You got that stanky voice.
So and de chanter.
Good work.
Did I do it? Okay. Was one of the famous witches in France. She was the daughter of a peddler, and she was raised in an orphanage where she learned catechism and
Catechism?
catechism. Do you know what that is?
Catechism.
Catechism.
Oh, catechism.
Yeah.
Catechism.
Oh.
It's right. It's Catholic.
Okay, and sewing in the early 16th century. At the age of 12, she was put at the service, oh my god, of a village widow, and she became a cowgirl.
Yeehaw. Save a horse.
Anne de Chantrey is considered one of the most beautiful witches in history. She had red hair, which unfortunately was associated with the flames of hell. Accused
Fire.
of being an alleged witch, she died in Warret in 1622 at the age of 17, burned alive after being tortured. She got burned because of her hair. Like, what do you think of that? Like, do you think that was just people being assholes? Like, yeah. I don't understand why they would associate
I just
that.
don't understand how people get so much power and then can just do whatever. It's like
that's
insane.
That's what I don't understand.
You are the one that I believe is
like
crazy and ruining our community.
Wait, how do you say that? Agnes Sampson.
Oh, speak again.
So then, do you want to read this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Sam.
Agnes Sampson. Throughout history, many witches were burned. But Agnes Sampson was also brutally tortured before she died.
Why are you talking like that?
Holy crap.
That's really sad, though.
Yeah, it's really sad.
In Edinburgh, Agnes was known for her alleged magical powers and earned her living as a midwife, and healer in nearby villages. She was accused of witchcraft by that stupid maid.
If you swipe
Gillis Duncan. I cannot with Gillis Duncan.
Gillis Duncan turned her in
before the king and several noblemen
who tortured her
with an
iron instrument with 4 sharp teeth placed in her mouth, 2 of which pressed against her cheeks and 2 against her tongue.
Preventing.
Oh my god. Her alleged magical powers. I wonder what she did. I wonder what powers she had.
Can we ask somebody?
Agnes Sampson. Wait, ask someone?
Uh-huh.
Who?
Can we... Agnes.
Agnes, she just comes. I feel like if she had magical powers, they would maybe be like psychic or... I don't know.
Well, listen. Psychics, there's like a lot of presidents who would go to psychics and for like weather or any type of almanacs or things of the future. I don't know, but a lot of people had like Nixon or somebody had a psychic out there. Like people use like to inform and like if you have a gift and you can like show it and use it, people like.
Well, now they're like, okay, like let's like help us, you know. But back then they would just do whatever they did to her mouth. And then there's Mother Shipton. Her real name was Ursula Southiel. And she had a reputation for being so ugly that she was suspected of the devil's own daughter. Or of being the devil's own daughter.
Oh my god, that's
how horrible is
literally
that?
Savage.
Born in 1488, she is considered Britain's greatest clairvoyant and credited with predicting the Great Plague of London, the Great Fire of London,
oh my gosh,
and the
she's
execution
powerful.
Of Scottish Queen Mary Stuart, among others.
Oh, she's crazy. I feel her.
Okay, so basically she was...
Here.
Why did they have to mention that she was ugly?
Yeah, that's mean.
That's like real. Like,
is there a photo?
She was so ugly that she was suspected. That's so horrible.
Dude, that's such a like a burn.
Like,
in, like a Gossip Girl
imagine
sitcom.
Someone thinking you were so ugly that they thought you were the devil's daughter.
That's like some evil playground.
That's
talk.
like crazy. Sam's like crying.
Because that's pretty good burn.
That's like really
it's
aggressive.
Like, remember that MTV show, Yo Mama? And they would do jokes. It'd be like, your mama was so ugly, everyone thought she was the devil's daughter.
That's so horrible. I'm sorry, Ursula. So unlike other witches in history, she actually was spared and she was not sentenced to death and died naturally. So that's good at least.
Thank God.
Right? I mean, comment below what you guys think of like all these witch stories and all these legends. If you believe in them, if you believe these people had like psychic abilities or abilities like
I'm also
us.
looking in the Kel Kats. I'm looking for someone who actually has personal experience with like a great ancestor or some type of like, because all we are, sweetiekins, are stories, right? So anyone out there that's got some stories that want to share in the comments, like, we're gonna read them. And I think, like, it's all about building a community and, like, sharing and, like, getting more information.
Yeah, that's what this community's for. If there's any negative comments, I just block you and I delete them because I don't...
Bye!
It's not...
No time! It's just not here. We don't need it.
It's not like it's censorship. It's just like,
right.
I don't want that in our community.
Right. But then it goes to we bring it around and it's like, what if those people were saying that same exact thing about witchcraft or about something different?
Yeah.
It's all about, like, it's interesting to see, like, because you create your own universe. And I think it's just, like, as long as you're not harming people, I'm so glad that we got to this space on the internet. But it's just, like, let's not use negative words towards one another. Let's not hex people, because that stuff comes back
karma.
to you.
That's karma.
Yeah.
Instant.
And that's my thing that I've heard from a lot of witches. Like, I know girls who've, like, broken boys' legs. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just, like, that comes
I mean,
back.
my ex broke his femur after he cheated on me, but I didn't ask for that, so I don't know what that was. I think that was just karma on himself.
Yeah.
After he cheated on me, he broke his femur. Like, I don't know.
Because you build it up. Like, we wear our emotions truly on our sleeves, through our bodies, through our veins. Isn't it like something like, too, I've read, like, once you die, you immediately lose, like, a certain amount of weight, and that's what they that's what they say is your soul or your spirit or this, like, energy. Like, I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean by weight?
Like 10 pounds. You immediately die. When you die, you lose this weight.
Oh, like your physical body loses 10 pounds. Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. But I know that you release your bowels and stuff, but that wouldn't be like 10 pounds, would it? Like,
depends how blocked up you are. Depends how blocked up you are, honey.
He goes, dang. So, I don't know, like...
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's heard that as well, too.
That's really interesting. It's interesting how, like, we don't know where that soul goes, and we don't know...
Right,
like,
well, that's, I mean,
that
so many have theories. Like, that's
remains.
Literally...
Like, that
it remains.
It's like the theory that your brain has, like, 20 watts of conscious energy that remains, and it can't be created or destroyed.
Well,
like,
yeah,
have you heard,
I mean,
like...
And, like, that's just, like, what Burning Man's about, or, like, when I think about, like, skyscrapers, like, where the hell did we get that material to build the skyscrapers? Oh, yeah, the center of the earth. We're just playing with Tetris with the earth.
Right.
Like, surface. It's just like, oh, my God, my Apple Watch told me to breathe. It knows what's going on inside of me. Also, speak to your water, Kel Kats. Sing to your water.
Yes.
There's molecules in there.
It.
Like, yeah, like... Put your affirmation and manifestation into your water.
Yeah, it's like you're putting your energy into the water. And then, oh my God, I'm having like a psychic thing.
Oh my God, give it to us.
Oh.
She doesn't want to give us the goods.
Give us the... Well, basically, okay, so sometimes I get these psychic visions and I just like get them really randomly throughout the day. But it's like little things. Like I've only told Maddie this because like people think I'm...
I'm
crazy. But it's literally at that so Raven moment. I get them like all the time. But
it was real.
But it's like, I knew that you were going to rock back and forth before you did. I knew that Sam was going to blink like and look that way. And then I knew that my cat was going to walk by at that second. And I knew, like, I've seen it before. But it's not like
I was just going to say, is it deja vu?
No. Like, it's like I know what's going to happen next.
I love when deja vu happens.
But it's like with deja vu, you don't, like, it's like, oh, I feel like I've seen this before, right?
Correct.
Or I've seen this before. But this, for me, it's like...
You see I
see every little thing, and I know what's going to happen next.
Okay, what's going to happen next?
Well, I don't know now. It's just like little flashes, little segments that I get sometimes. It's so weird.
Like pre-visuals of what you're about to see. Like you almost like step out of yourself, or yourself steps back into your past and presents images you're gonna see in the future.
Yeah, I don't know, it's so weird, but I get so many psychic visions, and we will talk about that in the next episode of Intoxicated. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Thank you, Kent and Sam, for coming down and being on the podcast. Sam just is like cuddling with Kent. He was here for moral support.
Absolutely. Always.
I feel all lonely over here. I feel like I should be cuddling.
Sam, you have to give her some love.
Well, I need like someone to cuddle with.
Look, here comes this claw.
Oh, we're in love. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Also, hit that notification bell so that you guys know when I post, we post.
We all post. We all fall down.
Give that like button a nice little tap for me, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay woke, everyone.
Stay woke. Wake up. Wake up.